Hey everyone, it's LaMont. Today is a beautiful day in February. We finally got past the storm. It's warming up, and Joseph and I will be cleaning up parts of the Juliette garden. So we wanted to get out here and take advantage of this warm day. The sun is shining. I think we're going to get up in the 50s. And so we're going to get some of that cleaning done. And we shoot these videos to inspire and encourage you guys around what's possible. We are building a resort here at Lake August Gardens, and we've never done it before, but we are taking every action to make it possible, and it's coming together quite nicely. So this is our second year into the growing season here at Lake August Gardens. We've done a lot of clearing over the last years. We've put in a lot of botanicals, and now we're cleaning up one side of the lake that we are creating for his mother's namesake, which is Juliette, which will be a Southern Louisiana style garden. So follow along. We'll continue to share videos to show the progress. We'll create a specific playlist for the Juliette Garden project, which may take a year or two for us to really get going and developing. But we wanted to take advantage of this day and get out and get started. So let's jump in. So I started clearing some of the red tips out yesterday, and what I need to do today is create some mulch. So I'm going to our tool shed, and I'm going to get our small mulcher. The branches for those red stem dogwoods are pretty small, so should be able to get some good wood chips for some of the garden beds. Here's a little friendly. So the Juliette video is going to be on the east side of, the lake. You can see where it dips down there. That's where we're going to put a bridge in. This side starts the Juliette garden. So today we'll be clearing from this little corner all the way down to the pier. So you can see there's a pier right here. So we'll be just clearing a path here. Most of the undergrowth is red stem dogwood. So we'll be cutting a lot of that back. A lot of it has overgrown for years, and it's not really producing that red stem effect in the winter that you normally would get. You know, actually there's some of it here, like it's all over this property. You can see, if you cut it back, it does produce these red stems. So what we've been doing on that side is really cutting it back so that we can get that nice winter interest there. So that's what we'll be working on today. From this perspective, you can see where we are starting the clearing process on the Juliette garden. Again, we'll have a bridge installed at some point from this side to that side. During the rainy season, the lake is up another 4 or 5 feet, and so this area is flooded. So we will need to install a bridge, but we're going to continue clearing from this willow tree to the pier. We are going to leave a little grove of the red stem dogwoods there. They do provide just a nice effect in the early spring and throughout the summer. There are some evergreen cedars there, and there are several pecan trees that we will be leaving as well. But we should be able to see a nice clean line around the lake here, where you'll be able to walk around the grove. So that's our project for the day. Let's jump into it. So a quick update on our Muscovy duck. They are really taking a liking to the lake here. This limestone quarry flooded about 40 years ago, and so I think it was used as a duck blind. So a lot of the duck here have been skittish, but these Muscovy duck that recently got here, and they've been loving it. We've been feeding them, and we can't wait to see them grow. So we thought about clearing this and just burning some of the old debris that we move. Obviously, there is some debris that we want to keep that I will be shredding to make some wood chips. The wood chips really provide a moisture barrier in some of the beds, so we are keeping some of it, but you can see these trees have been overgrown for some time with vines. Some of these are thorny vines. There's dead branches that are really kind of hollowed out or dried. So those we thought if we create a little small burn pile, we could just, put those items and burn them and just be rid of it. So we created a little burn pile that we're gonna have right here on the bank, and we will remove as much of these old vines out of the tree as we can. And then right along the bank here, we just want to create a nice pathway to be able to walk down to the next pier. Once we install the bridge, that will bring us over to this side, landing right here by this willow tree. We should be able to walk around this grove area that we're going to create. I did mention that a lot of the grove that you see here is the red twig dogwood. And I know in New England and other parts of the States, and even in Europe, red twig dogwood is really popular because, in those climates where the winter is really long, the stems of the red twig really provides a lot of color interest during those long gray winter months. However, these have been overgrown for some time. Okay, guys, we made some really good leeway today. We got that tree about 90% clean of all the vines that just had overtaken it. The last few that remain should dry and fall off as we move into the spring and the windy season. But you can see here, this could create a nice little habitat for our ducks. The water does raise up to about where you see that stone here, so it'll get pretty high. And this should create a nice little sanctuary for the ducks to nest, and maybe we'll have some babies. We will continue, again, these are all red stem dogwoods. So I've left some legs on them about a foot from the ground, so I'll keep them at about that height. They'll send out all of the red twigs, as you can see here. That only occurs on new growth, so cutting them like this will cause them to send out new stems. And so this should be a nice green undergrowth for the canopy here. There is a cedar tree. There are several pecan trees in here that we are saving as well. And so underneath there will be the red twig dogwood, and then we'll have a path right along the lake here that will go down to the pier that we'll be rebuilding at some point, maybe in 2022, perhaps going into the fall or into 2023. But this should be a nice little island here that Joseph and I have cleaned out today. That is the start of the Juliette garden, which again will be a Southern Louisiana style garden with the bridge that will span across to take you back. That goes probably another 1,000 feet that way, and we'll have some nice shade canopy gardens through that area, and should be a nice view looking out west over Lake August Gardens. Some of our friends probably thought we were crazy when we acquired this property. May of 2020, we were living in a fabulous place in downtown Dallas. We had just moved back from West Hollywood and was figuring out where we wanted to be here in Dallas. And we decided to invest a long term in something that we could create that really was a reflection of what we love. Joseph has been in the hospitality industry and group sales for some time, working for some iconic brands in the nation. And me, you know, I love gardening. I have been an avid gardener for decades now. And so this is a full circle moment to find this property and to be able to transform it into something we both can love and appreciate and share with friends and people who love nature as much as we do. And to invest our time creating a place of beauty, tranquility, and healing is something we're very excited about. I was born here in East Texas, and him being from Southern Louisiana, we thought, why not create a Southern Louisiana style garden where, you know, it can be a reflection of what he loved as a kid. His dad was an avid bass fisher, and there's tons of bass here in the water. So it can be quite a reflection of, you know, his upbringing and where he's from. And so for me, I love to play around with various types of landscape designs. And so I think creating that Southern Louisiana style theme with the ball cypress and sago palms and ferns everywhere. There are, again, tons of pecan trees that have naturalized in that area that we'll be saving. That's Buck and Kyra. They're always keeping a friendly lookout for us. But yeah, there's some nice canopy. There's some oaks in there as well. So I think adding to this area with that Southern Louisiana style theme where, you know, we'll integrate in some ball cypresses right on the banks where you can get that nice flared trunk that they provide when they're close to water, I think will be magnificent. And really just create an oasis here of beauty. So we've wrapped up the day, but there's still yet more to be done. But look at this magnificent chip mulch that we got from just some of the twigs that we cut. I didn't get them all. Yeah, and there's nothing like free mulch. So guys, we will continue posting a specific playlist for creating the Juliette garden. Thank you so much for tuning in, and give us a subscribe by clicking on the dragonfly there for Lake August Gardens, and we will see you in the next video.